The universe did not stop with the Big Bang. Or did it? There's actually over a dozen serious competing frameworks to explain the universe, along with the classic idea of the bang we were all taught in schools. An infinitely small point, the singularity expanding extremely fast and our universe being a result of it. But did you notice something? The Big Bang is not explaining the beginning of the universe, it's explaining the evolution of the beginning of the universe. What this means is we don't actually know how the universe went from 0 to 1, we only know how it went from 1 to everything. How the universe began definitively, we don't know. Somewhere in this video, you're gonna know exactly why the greatest model in physics is incomplete, with 3 mind-bending theories about how existence actually spawned in, and how an ant with amnesia is the key to understanding the secrets of the universe. When someone says the Big Bang started the universe, they're flat out wrong. The Big Bang is merely telling us what happened after the actual beginning, not how or why it began. This often gets lost in most of the popular science communication out there, and we end up with a very simplistic, almost mythological view of the Big Bang starting the universe. This is where we divide the scientific theories into 2 classes, the evolutionary class and the origin class. The Big Bang has plenty of evidence in the evolutionary class. We observe the CMB, we observe the redshifting of distant galaxies, we observe the nucleosynthesis of the elements around us. I'll get to what all this means in a minute, but first, let's clear out the origin. There are basically 3 mind-bending theories for how we went from 0 to 1. But before we can even talk about proving them, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the theories of evolution. No, not that one. Now, to comprehend what those origin theories are even up against, we ask if we have any evidence for the theories on evolution of the universe. And the answer is yes, plenty of evidence. The Big Bang isn't debated at all in the evolution of the universe sense. All the evidence I mentioned in the beginning connected this directly. Let's make sense of it. Imagine there was an ant, let's call him Josh. A nuclear explosion went off somewhere, and by sheer stroke of unluckiness, the quantum fields around Josh behaved in such a way he was instantly teleported right in the middle of the explosion, sitting on a piece of rock. Also, through another unlucky coincidence, time was slowed down extremely, and if you throw in one more unlucky coincidence just for the love of the game, Josh gets amnesia and he forgets there's anything outside of the explosion. If Josh observed the nuclear explosion from the center, he would see debris in the distance flying away from him. Does that sound familiar? And then Josh observed the atmosphere around him and he notices it has remnants of something really hot. Sound familiar? And then finally Josh notices there's radioactive elements in the immediate atmosphere around him. Elements left over from a really hot, extremely insane explosion. What we call nucleosynthesis in our actual universe today. Josh, looking at all these clues with no prior or future knowledge, if he's intelligent enough, would infer that there was an explosion that had happened, but he wouldn't know what caused the nuclear explosion in the first place. Josh can now confidently model and reverse engineer the evolutionary state of the explosion he's inside. Terrifying accuracy. How hot it was when it started and other things we already infer about our own universe. But wait, Josh notices something weird. Some of the debris isn't just flying away, it's clumping together, it's hugging, and it's spinning around invisible centers of gravity way faster than it should be without flying apart.
Excuse me, physics? That debris doesn't have enough mass to hold itself together. It should be flying apart.
But it's not flying apart, something invisible is holding it together. Josh has just discovered dark matter. And if that wasn't confusing enough, Josh notices the explosion isn't just expanding. The outer edges are actually speeding up. Someone is stepping on the cosmic gas pedal. Oh, that's what we call dark energy. As Josh is stressed, he had an expanding explosion, invisible glue, and some magical energy stretching the explosion faster and faster. Does Josh give up? No, because Josh has a model. The Lambda CDM model. This is the current heavy hitter in cosmology. It sounds like a secret government password, but trust me, it's just an acronym. Lambda, thing pushing everything apart. CDM, the invisible glue holding galaxies together. This model explains almost everything Josh sees. The CMB? Check. The redshift? Check. Nucleosynthesis? Check. The Lambda CDM is the ultimate evolutionary timeline of our universe. But remember what I said in the beginning? It still doesn't explain how the explosion started. So, how does science actually figure this stuff out? Do a bunch of old guys in lab coats just sit in a room, vote on the Big Bang and call it a day? No, because science is a blood sport. You see, in scientific academia, things change through what we call paradigm shifts. For a long time, the paradigm was that the universe was eternal and unchanging. Then, Edwin Hubble looked through a telescope, noticed everything was flying away from us and ruined everyone's day. Then, the paradigm shifted. The Big Bang evolutionary model became the new champion. But here's the beautiful thing about science. Lambda CDM model isn't sacred. If you want to destroy the Big Bang evolutionary model and become the most famous scientist in history, you just need one thing: evidence. What kind of evidence? Well, if you found a star that was 15 billion years old, that would break the model because the universe is only supposed to be around 13.8 billion years old. You can't have a child older than its mother. Or if the James Webb telescope looks at the very edge of the observable universe and finds fully formed, massive, modern-looking galaxies. Well, actually, this telescope is finding some weird stuff out there right now that has cosmologists sweating nervously. But to completely overthrow the Big Bang evolution theory, a new theory wouldn't just have to explain the new weird stuff, it would also have to perfectly explain the CMB, the redshift, and the element abundance better than the Big Bang does. A few of the models explaining the actual beginning, not the evolution of the universe, are quantum tunneling from nothing. The name is pretty self-explanatory. The universe decided to be something from nothing, though it needs evidence from quantum mechanics, which it hadn't mustered up yet. A parodic model. Some really smart scientists came up with this through the string theory. Two membranes floating in a higher dimension just randomly smack into each other like two giant cosmic hands clasping and produce a universe. Sounds pretty goofy, but trust me, it's highly thought out and there's billions in research going behind the string theory currently. And Hartle-Hawking no boundary proposal. Imagine walking north to find the beginning of the Earth. You hit the North Pole. What's north of the North Pole? Nothing. The question makes no sense. Boom, the universe works the same way. But what about the origin class of theories? How do we ever confirm quantum tunneling or the parodic brain collision? Well, to look back to the exact moment of 0 to 1, we can't use light. The early universe was so dense, it was basically a glowing, opaque wall of cosmic fog. Light couldn't pass through it. To see the actual beginning, we need to feel it through gravitational waves. If the universe started from rapid inflation or dimensions colliding, it would have sent ripples through the literal fabric of space-time. If we can build gravitational wave detectors sensitive enough to detect the echo of the actual origin, we might finally be able to cross the boundary. And right now, the evidence is nudging us toward inflation, which means the ripples are actually real, and we are actively building the instruments to hear them. The door isn't actually all that closed. Until then, we're just amnesiac ants like Josh, sitting in the middle of a spectacular explosion trying to fix a puzzle where the first piece is almost within reach. Or maybe we don't know. But you know what? That's okay, because not knowing...
Reactor has been jettisoned, or has been activated, separated. We have shut down of the solid rocket motors. Ignited the Titan stage 1. The pressures look very good. We have jettisoned the boosters from the Titan.
In a quadrillion years, long after the Earth is consumed by the sun, and every star in the night sky is burned out, this will be the only proof that we ever existed.